Hi there. I'm wanting to do a little video, and I want to talk about the ego and something that some people on their spiritual road are still serving. They're still being egotistical, and how they're doing this is some people on this path actually think that this they've not had any awakenings, and because of such they're trying to be like whatever person they've seen on YouTube or someone else they're looking up, might be me, and they're trying to be like that person, right? And so they're trying to and so they think that they are achieving this, but what this is doing is you're basically just serving another ego. Because when that part of ourselves thinks that this personality is better and more impressive, then you're serving ego. And see, this ego attachment, when you go deep enough with it, is basically you're serving illusion. Because everything's just infinite love awareness, you see. But the ego is merely just an idea. But when you're serving this idea, it's an idea of fear. And this is, you got to be careful that you're not doing that. Be very careful, because these little things can pop up on your path. I just felt that message was important. But moving on, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the system. I talk about this a lot. Obviously, this information of the system. Obviously, and I had this awakening, for example, my whole perception changed, of things, and this is how I'm able to work out the system, because all I worked out was that I thought, well, if this way of thinking I'm thinking now has led to this divinity, then the way I was thinking before was control. So all the system done was get you to think in a certain way. But the message that always comes out regarding the system is even in like charities, you see it all the time in charities, and you see it all the time, and the message is from the system, and they've programmed people to believe this, even regarding charities, is the message is that you can't give unless you're giving money to me. And this message is telling the people that they're not good enough. And so once you're telling people they're not good enough to give in regard to what they're already given without money, then they're subconsciously thinking to themselves that they're not good enough in their own life. They're no longer they're thinking now that they're not good enough with themselves. They think that they're not enough, and this leads to people chase. This is why you got people chasing outward. This is why that is, because they think that they're not good enough. They think that the way they are is not enough. And this is why this is the whole point of television. This is what, the world is set up in such a way to program people to believe that they must be the way that their television is saying that they must be. And if they don't conform, then they're not good enough, basically. And so people are basically only free to conform, only free to repeat. Subconsciously, this is the message, but consciously they're not aware of it. See, this is you could say the truth to someone. I'm absolutely honest with myself. And I've had situations like this, and I'll tell someone the absolute truth, and it's they're acting in a certain way. They're even saying something, but because they're so asleep, I've seen me in situations where actually I'm honest with someone, and they're saying something, and I'm absolutely honest, and they go crazy because they're so asleep that they can't see the way that they are. But someone that's more awake can actually see the messages that I can actually see, not just the message, but the subconscious message. I'm seeing past the way that someone's behaving, and I'm seeing right into the subconscious. That's what I'm seeing into. And you know, regarding your subconscious, that's emotions, that's feelings, and that's how you heal properly. You heal properly. You know, the most important thing in life, what I realised from this awakening, before this awakening I was obsessed with fame. My idea was I was going to be very well known with something, probably music, and I was going to dump everyone. That was my plan. But then when I awakened, I looked from a different angle. I realised I was thinking all wrong there, and it was hurting me. And that's why I used to behave the way I used to behave, because we only dish out what we feel, you see. And you know, now when you awaken, it's a totally different perspective. You know, you're seeing from the angle of oneness. All is you, and everything is you. But we were trained to not look from this angle. We're trained to look in the angle of separation. That it's someone else's fault. That you're not to blame. Oh no. No, you didn't manifest this. Oh no, no. When actually you manifest things. And this has been proven by doctors. You know, doctors have cured people of illnesses that they say you can't cure. And this is a fact. Look this up also. And they've cured people. There's one doctor I looked up quite recently, and he said that illness comes from a feeling of feeling like you can't do anything for yourself. That you know what I mean. And this subconscious fear leads to cancers and things that people just manifest. Your very surroundings that you're born into, your family, your surroundings is manifested from your awareness. Everything's feelings. You attract what you feel, you attract that energy. So this is why it's very important to not live in a state of fear. And how do you create that kind of state? You've got to tamper with your reactions to things. And it's a relentless practice. You've got to always practice how you're responding to. Because when thoughts come to you, the reason they come is because of what you're thinking in the first place. Everything you dish out, and the reflection of that dishing comes back. This is how reality works. Law of attraction, you know, law of abundance. Law of abundance is all about, you know, forgetting what you want, but you know, we attract what we are. You know, basically, that's the way it is. So when you get women and they're unhappy, or men, and you know, but these people are just chasing someone, you know, you're only going to get the kind of love that you give to yourself. You're only going to get the kind of way that you feel. So you're going to attract that same kind of moron, that same level of moron in your life. So the way to get past this is to understand that you are infinitely enough. And to start, you know, like me, I don't want nothing outside of me. And people can't understand it. And they think that, you know, oh, he doesn't really think that. He can't think that. They think that surely someone can't be that strong. Because to them, that's like the shirt I'm wearing, it's like an alien. But it's not. I used to chase. And then the awakening showed me that what you're doing is you're basically chasing after your own frequency. You're just, because the way you're feeling, so the awakening was showing me that what I was feeling, I was, you know, attracting that. So like when you're on your own, how you feel on your own is your own energy. You know, it's your own energy. So when you start working on your own energy, you start feeling better. And like, for example, the people I attract, like on Instagram, a few years ago, like, you know, even just after the awakening when my frequency was still low, I was attracted a moron. Now I attract the reflections of me. So how you develop your consciousness is to just work on how you react to things. All the time. It's a relentless path. It doesn't happen in 5 minutes. You've got to work relentlessly. I'm relentless on this path, obsessive to a point where I'm really obsessive. Because I realise that the most important project is me. And I've got to work relentlessly. But anyway, I'm just going to end it there. If you're watching this, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls to divine order. If you're watching this, you know that's why you're meant to watch it, because it's planned by your divine consciousness. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.